I loves me some 1 degree of Chunky B.
Ladies and gentlemen, 1 degree of Chunky B in the garage of love. Whatever's happening, I dig. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I smell what you're cooking. Our numbers are going up, and for some reason, you guys are keep coming back to the garage of love. And I know one of the reasons. The executive producer across the table of Garage of Love. Give it up for Gary Adler.
Thanks, Chunky. I'll clap for myself.
Yeah.
Thanks for the warm introduction, and it's a pleasure to be here on a Sunday night, an emergency podcast.
Very rare this time of year.
This is a rare emergency podcast.
Before we start talking about this awesome freaking guy that's going to be coming up, let's talk about the website.
Hang on, let me just say hi. I didn't cut to myself.
You haven't said.
There I am. Hi, how you doing?
Okay, dude, you got to pay attention to the buttons. Okay,
I know.
it's all part of the situation.
Here we go.
Check it out. 1 degree of Chunky B, chunkyb.tv. And I swear to goodness, I don't. If you're shopping and you're doing Amazon, say hello to chunkyb.tv and just do your shopping through there. Then we develop a little bit of cash flow and we can feed the Wizard of the Knobs.
Yeah.
It's not even here tonight.
He's dumpster diving.
Yeah, because we can't even feed him a sandwich.
That's a shame.
Travis Spencer, you're missed tonight. But let's talk about what's happening.
I know.
You guys, come on into the garage. Come on in. Settle down. Because what you're about to see and hear is, I think, an extremely impressive person, friend, great musician, great friend to my wife and my kids. Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Dreiwitz.
And by the way, we have a bass player hat trick tonight.
Yeah, we do. And Dreiwitz, you're way too cute. Put that microphone down a little bit.
Yes.
Make sure. Yeah, there you go.
Let me just do this real quick.
Hello.
Dave Dreiwitz, and if anyone is in the music scene, and I'm not talking about the big popular bullshit, but that underlying groove that is Ween. I know that you know you boys are not all together anymore, but when you were the bass player in Ween, when you would travel around and you were filling houses of a couple thousand people and they were singing every freaking word you guys were doing on the bandstand, did you think you made it? This is it?
To get the honor to join a group like that with a fan base like that was it. That was it. That was made it.
Right. But don't you know, something? I know you're being modest right now, so I'm just going to cut right to the chase and cut right through your, your laid back bullshit. Okay, this cat right here, Dave Dreiwitz, was in Ween, traveling around and setting up theaters where everybody would stand, nobody would sit, and every person sang every word.
Yeah.
I was blown away. And I've known that, something, you and I were friends even before I even seen you saw you with a bass in your hand. And he kept saying, Dreiwitz is going like, oh, Chuck, I'm not sure. You're not gonna like us. You're not gonna like this. And then a couple of years later, it's like, okay, here's tickets. Go. I was blown away.
Right.
And then I got to meet the band, and the band came to this house. We had a barbecue. I'm the sixth fucking weenie. A lot of people don't know that. You guys broke up shortly thereafter, but I know I'm talking too much, and you're gonna talk soon. But do you remember?
I remember a very nice barbecue here in your house.
Right.
Yes.
And you guys, you gave me the honor of being the double secret sixth weenie.
Nice.
It's true. Well, Chunky, that was a big secret, and we weren't, we were rich. Remember the
Under
agreement
contract.
we had?
Right.
We had. But sometimes it's water under the bridge.
It's water under the bridge.
And we'll let it go.
Okay, check this out, Dreiwitz. You live right over the Washington Bridge.
Speaking of water under the bridge, yes, I do.
Right. You see that segue?
I live in the great state of New Jersey. I'm proud to say it.
Right. And here's the deals. I'm going to cut to some thickness. And I don't know if you know this, Gary Adler. I am proud to say that Dave Dreiwitz's dad was in a jazz band with
my mom. My mom was also in the band.
That is funny. That's funny. But go ahead. Go ahead, say it.
And they were in a jazz band with the Woodman, with Woody Allen.
Woody Allen.
Wow, no kidding.
The great.
Okay, check this out. Dreiwitz's dad is in a jazz band with his wife and Woody Allen.
Right.
And check it, his dad's a retired, super duper secret fucking agent.
No
was he
kidding.
FBI? What was he?
Well, I got it right here. Even better.
Show me.
And if this ever comes back to him, he's really not going to be happy. He was
Nobody watches
He
this
was
shit.
a DEA agent, actually.
Really?
And when he retired, he was like the assistant to Bob Stutman in New York, who was Robert Stutman, who was the big head of the DEA in New York.
So what did you do?
Did your dads know each other?
No. No, I'm talking my dad and your dad.
Oh, because your dad was
FBI.
He was
Yeah.
CIA, right?
Right.
FBI.
FBI.
Right.
Yeah.
Your dad was FBI? Oh, I
Yeah.
thought it was NYPD.
Which is better?
Okay.
So you just busted out your wallet and you couldn't even find the fucking thing you were.
I had a.
That's
I
a rock
had-
star for you people.
Yeah, totally. The thing? No, I had his business card. It's a special agent to the agent
Yeah.
in charge.
Get your mouth up to that
Okay,
fucking
hello.
microphone.
Hello,
or
hello.
pull that microphone closer to you.
Okay.
Adler,
Yes.
I know we're jumping around here, because when you're with friends, there's no structure.
We don't have a script, is what you're saying?
Well, Dreiwitz when we heard he was going to be on.
Yeah.
Here's my notes for Dreiwitz. All right, I'm like, if there's some guy I'm not writing notes for, it's Dave Dreiwitz.
There you go.
Can I tell you a story?
Yeah.
When we were rolling fat down in New Orleans for Jazz Fest, we roll pretty fat every year, but this is when we didn't have kids, and all of us, the main dudes.
Oh, you mean the good old days?
Yeah.
Is that what we're
So
talking about?
at the end of April, beginning of May, we would go down to New Orleans for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And each main dude rented a Cadillac.
Nice.
Big fucking Cadillac. Right? There's like 4 Cadillacs pulling up to the Maple Leaf, going over the Tipitinas. And we were finishing up, and you and I were rolling hard during the day at Jazz Fest. And we're going to the Cadillac. You park in people's yards, and they watch your car, and you pay them. It's all a beautiful thing. A couple of my buddies, we lost our ride. Can we get in the caddy? I said no, because we're packed.
Right.
And then I'm sitting there like driving down the street going, I can't leave a member of the crew of Fesshead.
Right.
I did a U-turn, went back, and we shoved 13 people
In a
into
caddy.
a Cadillac. And my double secret nickname for Dave Dreiwitz is Head, because they had him shoved up. His head was just over the dashboard. That's all you can see. There was knees, legs, hands, and it was just Dreiwitz's head right there. That was the legendary story of the Head.
I was born that day.
Ah.
Head was born.
Okay, I know you don't want to go influences, but the reason why I want to talk about what rocks his world in bass, my favorite bass player, George Porter Jr.
Yes.
Dreiwitz,
Can we ask him if he's known our other two guests? Our other two bass player guests? One, Richard Cousins.
I know I'm very familiar with.
And the other one, Paul Bushnell.
You know Bushnell? He's played
I
on
don't
every
know. I don't know Bush.
clean cut Irish dude.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Played with the Commitments, and then now he's playing with Faith Hill and what's his wife? What's his husband? Her husband's name?
Yeah, that chick.
Doesn't matter.
Oh,
Whatever.
that guy. Right.
Okay.
The guy
Yeah.
who's married to Faith Hill.
There you go.
Okay, let's get back on the tracks here. Dreiwitz happens to be not so much back in the day a Grateful Dead, a Deadhead,
Right.
which my wife was, and he was like behind the times. Now he's filling theaters, traveling around the country in like the #1 Grateful Dead cover band called.
It's called Joe Russo's Almost Dead.
Why are you guys back in the house? Why are you guys? What's going on?
I don't know, Chunky. I have no idea, but other people do, and to me, it's. I think we're a really good little band. We like each other and play well together.
Yeah.
But somebody else figured something else out.
But talk about Phil. Talk about Phil, the Grateful Dead bass player, kicks you off stage for 3 days.
No. The greatest thing that could happen with our band was to have Phil play in the band,
What?
and Phil plays bass. I play bass. Phil's bass player from the Grateful Dead. So the coolest thing that might have ever happened in my life, besides playing with the great Donovan, is that my position in my Dead cover band was filled in by Phil.
That's cool.
So pretty weird.
Now,
We
you're
did 3
talking-
nights at the Capitol Theater in New York for New Year's last week, and I went proudly and stood. I felt like a proud dad handing out cigars. Look, there's my band. I don't even have to play, and Phil's playing. Who else can say that?
Okay, now the rumor on the street is, I saw this on the internet, that when you guys start getting your next groove on, that you will be singing the lead song of the show, Alabama Getaway. Is that true?
Chunky, that was between you and me.
All right. So
Strike can you strike that from?
we can strike it. No, so what?
It's okay. So what?
Let America know that you were going to fucking rock the bass in.
This will come out after the show.
And when Chunky says America, he means our 4 listeners.
I don't.
Hey.
4 listeners, if you're Dead fans.
Yeah.
I don't sing in this band, so this will be a fun little thing for me to do.
I've seen you hungry and not knowing what your next gig is to you coming in my house tonight, sitting down at our dining room table and having dinner with us, smiling, going, I've got it, I've got a little walking around money. That's got to feel good.
Well, yeah.
I'm not supposed to talk about that either.
I don't know what you're talking about, Chunky.
Well, that leads me to a question. Can an eclectic band from the 90s like make a bunch of money or no? I mean, is that a fair question?
Yeah, that's a fair question. But what's your definition of a lot of money?
I mean, comfortable, where you're not like scratching and scraping and there's checks coming in the mail and stuff like that.
Well, it depends on your position with the group. I mean, in the band Ween, I was really, the band Ween is really 2 guys, kind of like Simon and Garfunkel or Peaches and Herb.
Right.
I thought you were going to say Cream.
Hall & Oates.
Hall & Oates. Yeah. And also from Philly, because Ween guys are from New Hope, Pennsylvania. And so, I mean, me and the drummer and the keyboard player, as members of the band, we were paid as, sidemen, basically, which is fine. The Dead band situation is a little different for me.
Nice.
I'm a partner, and it's a real nice.
So you didn't have any publishing? No publishing.
No, I didn't
Ween?
do any writing with those guys.
Right.
I have my own stuff that I've written and published, but no, with them it was pretty much it was the two.
You were work for
the
hire.
Hall & Oates, as you would.
Right.
Hey, how do you deal with the babes? I know Monica. I know you're in love with Monica, and everything's great, and you're traveling around. Dude, how do you deal with that? Next question.
Well, next
I just made you so. Look at him, Adler. Look at him.
The ladies are wonderful, and the great Lemmy of Motorhead, to quote him, in what was it, that rock documentary he was in, The Metal Years.
Right.
He said anybody who says they don't do it for the ladies, they do rock and roll, they don't do it for the ladies, is lying.
Damn straight. That's why I'm a rock star.
Hell yeah.
That's
why Chunky learned how to play harmonica.
Where's my harmonica? Okay, what's that not the documentary, that TV show.
Going?
What's that TV show about the oh my God, I can't believe I'm vapor locking. The band that goes into a town and learns the roots of the town.
Brigadoon?
No. Is it Foo Fighters?
Oh yeah.
Sonic Highway.
Sonic Highway.
Yeah. Have you dialed into that?
No, but I was just visiting Joshua Tree with my friend who was on the LA version. Dave Ketching has a studio out in Joshua Tree, and the Foo Fighters went there and recorded on the show. So that guy's a buddy of mine, and he's the greatest guy in the world, and he's got an awesome studio. And the greatest thing to see on TV was him being interviewed on that show, so that people go out there and use the studio,
right on,
and find out how great this guy is. So
this is an awesome show.
The show is awesome. One thing I got to say about Grohl is he is such a good guy, and he goes out there and he does his thing, and he does what he wants, and he brings out all his favorite people, and it's all very positive and beautiful.
He's a great ambassador.
He is a great ambassador.
He really is.
He knows the history and the roots of the music, and he treats it with respect and class.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Japanese cowboy, piss up a rope. Oh. My dick swinging in the wind.
There you go.
Interestingly,
those are some of my faves, but I would like to know what Dave's,
Well, I got to say, the gentleman in there, Ben, is the producer of that record.
Yeah.
He produced the Ween country record, all those songs.
Japanese cowboy is my favorite.
So you should really be interviewing him too.
Maybe something we might have to.
But you were famous. Anyway. The band was famous for one song, basically. Well, multiple songs. But when I first moved to LA in '87, I guess it was 3 or 4 years later when Pushing the Daisy started
Push the
being
Little
playing
Daisies.
on K-Rock.
Yeah.
And that's when I
Beavis
got
and
familiar
Butthead.
with the band. Yeah.
Beavis
was
and
awesome.
Butthead did a lot. They didn't like the band. They even imitated the band.
That's right.
Push the Little Daisies. Beavis, you should be in this band. College music sucks. And then they switched it off. And the funny thing is, like they had to hate Ween because they're Beavis and Butthead. But actually, the creator, Mike Judge, huge Ween fan, would come to see us in Texas
that's
all
cool.
the time.
What is it about South Park?
It's not
What is it?
Okay, maybe you weren't
Beavis and Butthead. We were talking Beavis and Butthead.
right. No, but the dudes from South Park
Yeah.
did
I did
a video.
for us. Yeah.
right. Were you there?
Yeah.
Were you on stage? Because
Yeah.
you remember when Aaron and I?
Yeah.
here-
I
okay,
was
check
there.
this out.
I was there.
Right.
Chunky.
Yeah, right.
Why do you think you were there?
Exactly.
Come on.
I know I was
Come
there.
on now.
I got called in.
Yeah.
Okay, but check this out. They do an all-day video at St. Mark's
Yeah.
at the beach in Venice.
Uh-huh.
Right? Boom. Pounding it out. And then we go to the rap party to the director's house that was one of the dudes from South Park.
Right.
So we're at South Park's fucking house. That dude, Trey.
Trey Stone,
Trey
Trey
Parker.
Parker, Matt Stone, and Trey Parker. Yeah.
One of those up on the hills, up in a Hollywood. And I'll tell you what, when Ween gets a little buzzed,
Yeah.
they get attitude.
I
Like their shit don't stink. They didn't give a fuck if it was South Park. We closed the door.
We weren't.
You weren't social.
Chunky. I don't know what you're talking about.
Ah,
I think I think you're thinking of a different
No, I'm
band.
not.
There's a different director. No, you're thinking of
We
something
closed
else.
the door, and I will let you know there was a pinball machine of South Park.
nice.
So we're all like out of our minds,
Yeah.
right? Just having fun. And then we started getting this vortex like, oh my God, we're at South Park's fucking house playing South Park pinball.
South Park's house.
Yeah.
Right.
At that moment, and there was other things going on that I will not discuss, but it was kind of an awesome situation.
It's a Hollywood moment.
It's the Hollywood. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely. Only in
They,
LA.
especially because they had the Boogie Nights doors in front of their house.
Oh, nice.
You
guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, no.
Yeah. But,
The big wood Hollywood doors,
yeah.
grenades, handguns. And
Yeah.
anyway.
Let me ask you one more thing, because you know what the executive producer just said? Let's wrap it up for the halftime.
Let's take a break.
No, wait a second. You got to do a cliffhanger. You got to do a tease.
Yeah, lay one on it. Lay one on him.
All right. That one time that you were in bed with Madonna. We'll be right back. This is 1 Degree of Chunky.
What?
I do have a Madonna story.
We can't
so-
take a break now.
Hello, it's Dave Dreiwitz, and you're watching 1 Degree of Chunky B.
I know what you were thinking, people. Madonna. We're going to talk about the story with Dave Dreiwitz and Ween and Madonna. But before we go any further, once again, 1 Degree of Chunky B. It's the Garage of Love and chunkyb.tv. Keep sharing, because whoever is spreading the word, I promise you, I'll buy you a sandwich. Say hello to the guy across the table. He goes by the name of Gary Adler, executive producer.
Hi, Chunk. Yeah, listen, folks, at home, hit the donate button. Hit us up on Amazon if you're going to shop or return those Christmas gifts that nobody wants.
Yeah.
Just go through our site. It doesn't cost you a dime, and that helps out the show. And now let's talk about our guest to see if anyone at home wants to get in touch with him or see what he's up to.
Dave Dreiwitz.
Yeah, there he
From
is.
Ween. Now he's just slowly taking over that jam band, young, hot chicks that doing ecstasy, sweating, and
Are there
standing
people
and
still
dancing.
spinning around?
Fuck,
at
what are you
these
getting?
things?
That's every show his.
I think they are.
Really?
They're doing hula hoops.
Hula hoops.
Spinning.
Yeah.
They're
Kendamas.
raging. They're rolling.
Yeah.
They're rocking.
People still do the sticks and all that business?
I don't know. The Devil Toy Police have been out in a strong way. Devil sticks, hacky sacks, they're disappearing faster than you can say.
Oh, man.
But the hipsters are in. Now they have a Devil Sticks app on the iPhone.
No way.
Oh, yeah, you don't actually need
You're,
the
no,
sticks.
you're fucking with us now.
You don't need it. You get 2 iPhones.
Right.
Digital Devil Sticks. That's going to be my new band.
I love it. Can I be the roadie?
DDD. You're in.
Yeah.
1 Degree of Chunky.
Well, you can be the
GP
sixth
with
man.
Digital Devil Sticks. Anyway.
Listen
Getting
to me.
good.
If anybody wants to find you, do you want to be found, or just say
Well,
fucking find me on the road?
I Twitter about once every 3 months, and I'm Instant Dave, and I'm Dave Dreiwitz on Facebook.
Yeah.
And,
Do you have any followers on the?
I have a few.
Yeah. I bet you got more than me.
Maybe.
I can't get over 200 people. I don't know.
I don't do anything, and I do one tweet, and then I get another 100 requests that I ignore. I'm the worst too. If you want to friend Facebook me, you'll have to wait another year because I have like 800 pending.
People that you're ignoring.
Pending. Well.
Yeah.
I go through and.
Hey, who's the coolest person you ever played with?
Donovan.
Serious? Why do you love Donovan so much?
Because he wrote all those great songs.
He did.
Donovan was like the connection between the Beatles and Led Zeppelin, which are my two favorite bands.
Yeah. Madonna.
Madonna. Well, I have a Madonna story for you, John.
Are you just fucking with
You
us?
should say that.
Are you
No,
fucking with
this is a real story. It's
Yeah,
not
because
really
it-
the greatest story, but it's kind of fun. So, Ween's last year, we didn't play much. We played a few gigs, but they were all really big gigs. One of them we played in Central Park, in the park, and all day we're sound checking, and occasionally some guy from a movie production from the other side of the park would come over with a clipboard and headphones and be like, "Hey, listen, can you guys give us 5 minutes?" Eventually the guys, the crew running the Central Park, the sound guys there, they're like, "Hey, we got to do the sound check. We've had the show booked for whatever," and and they were like, "Okay." So we start sound checking, and we're sound checking away, and all of a sudden this entourage comes marching across the field, led by none other than Madonna.
Oh shit!
With like 15 people around her, all with clipboards and headsets, and she comes marching in, and I tap Dean Ween, Mickey Melchiondo on the shoulder. I said, "Hey, here comes Madonna," and the song slowly comes to a crash, and we all stop playing. We all just stand there. She marches over.
Stopped.
She comes to the front of the stage, and she goes up to one of the guys that worked at Central Park Sound. She goes, "Can I speak to the band?" And this guy, I love this guy, but I would have loved to talk to Madonna. Anyway, he says, "With all due respect, Madonna, no." And she's like, "Right, exactly. Chunky, just what I was saying." So I don't know why I didn't just jump down off the stage and say, "Hi, Madonna, I'm Dave. Like, what can we do for you?" Anyway, so she speaks to our manager, Greg, who he says, "Madonna would like 7 more minutes to finish this scene. Can we give her 7 more minutes?" We're like, "Anything, Madonna, we love you."
Oh my God.
And then we're all wondering, is there anything we can do now? Help the
What was the
situation.
scene from? Scene from what? What were they shooting?
She was shooting a period piece in the park, and I think the movie came out, and I couldn't even tell you what it was called.
Huh.
Crazy. Okay, listen.
Yeah, that's my Madonna story.
Yeah.
It's not that great.
No. It's a decent. I thought you.
It's
I
okay.
thought you got in a water
Then-
balloon fight
then
or
we-
something.
Then we started,
At least
we
some
started
Roadhead or
playing.
something.
We said so. We agreed that if she would come on stage with us and do
That
like a
would've been
virgin,
Oh my
then
God.
we would stop playing for 7 minutes, and then she came out and we opened with Like a Virgin. We played the whole Madonna set. It was amazing.
That's the story we're
Then she
looking
blew
for.
me on stage.
Amazing. We did Blow All Night in Studio 54 in the 70s. It was unbelievable.
It was awesome.
Okay, strike that from the...
That
No.
Madonna.
That's staying in. That's staying in. We can't afford that.
And then we did Juvamukti Yoga in Soho. No,
Oh, look,
just
he's
kidding.
going too deep now. I lost him on the yoga thing. Dreiwitz. What's in the future? What do you want to do? I know this is kind of like a.
I want to make Donovan popular again.
You do.
The kids. I'd like to bring him back and take him on tour and bring him back. Bring him to the jam band world and introduce him like
Are you
he
serious?
should be.
Are you just making that up?
No, I'm not making this up.
So
but
you've thought about this before?
yeah, it
That's
seems
a
to be
great
the
idea.
hardest thing to do, though.
How old is
It's
he?
impossible. I think he's going to be 70 this year.
So he doesn't have to go on the road with you. He just like show up every once in a while.
I ask all my friends at every festival at Bonnaroo, Mountain Jam, whose festival is named after a song he wrote. Hello, first there is a mountain
Right.
Jam, and Bonnaroo. I asked everybody I know at all these festivals, and everybody's like, "Oh, that sounds like an awesome idea," but
Okay.
nobody's really interested in trying to.
I
make it
know,
happen.
But see,
anyway,
you have
that's
to do it
something-
yourself. You have to do it yourself,
You're right.
and then
You're
tell
right.
people it's cool.
You're right.
Don't ask if it's cool. Do it and say, guess what? Look how cool this is. If you put Donovan in with a jam band,
Well, that was the possibility. You know, the promoter of one of the festivals said, "Well, I don't know if we can find a slot for him, but maybe we'll get him up with the string cheese
he
incident."
doesn't even have to be there. No, you do a Donovan jam.
A fake Donovan.
Well, just no. It's like a cover band, like a dead cover band, but. You do something. I don't mean to sidetrack. You said Led Zeppelin, and I'm going to tell you something right now, Gary Adler.
Yes.
A couple of years ago, Nancy and I drove deep into Hollywood and Highland, and there's Dave Dreiwitz giving us tickets to the what was it called?
Dred Zeppelin.
Bustle in your hedgerow. Sorry.
Oh, nice.
Sorry, Chunky.
Yeah. So check this out. The place is packed, right? It's Dave Dreiwitz, right? I don't consider him a musician, even though he's an awesome one. I consider him like a brother. Like a friend. I don't care what, he thinks he can play the trumpet, but that's a whole nother story. So we go to this venue in Hollywood Highland. Packed. Sweaty kids dancing to his music.
Cool.
And Nancy and I are the old folks in the back, right?
Yeah,
I'm the creepy old guy. So I say, fuck it, it's Dreiwitz. I'm going to make eye contact. And I wedge my way fucking through that crowd. I got Nancy by the fucking arm. We're going to go to the front row. I don't give a fuck how old we are. That's Dave Dreiwitz up there. And we bust these kids out of the way. They were like fucking licking on lollipops and Xing their balls off. And I'm like, fucking Chunky B, I'm Dave Dreiwitz. And he's on it, and he looks at me and goes,
That was it.
it took me 45
Yeah.
minutes to get that front of the fucking stage, and he gave me that, ooh, I'm busy, I'm a bass player.
That's awesome. I got a good Robert Cray story for him if he wants to hear that.
Bust that out. Make it a short version.
Short version. Okay, Chunky's bragging about how much he knows Robert Cray and how he was on the album and thanked and everything. So Robert Cray's going to play the Hollywood Bowl, and Chunky's like, "Hey man, I got free tickets to Robert Cray at the Hollywood Bowl. Come with me. Let's go make it a night." I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool. Let's do it." He's like, "Backstage, blah blah blah." We drive there, we park, and they don't have our tickets. So
Worst nightmare.
Chunky's getting all irritated, right? And all of a sudden, we're the guy with the guard. He's like, he can't find the tickets, and all of a sudden, the van pulls up. Chunky's like, "Oh, there's Robert Cray. I got this. No problem." Robert Cray gets out. He gave him the one arm, sort of like look away hug, right?
I haven't seen the guy in 5 years. I used to live with him. I know more secrets about Robert Cray than he can remember.
Right. So cut to, we finally get our tickets. We're in the nosebleeds, and Chunky's like,
This is it? This is my relationship with the band now? Fuck it, Adler, let's go get some beer.
so we went down and got some beer. And while we're in line getting beer, from about 20 yards away, "Chunky B, is that you? Chunky B, is that Chunky B?" And Chunky B turns around, the guy's like, "Oh, I love you. I'm Craig Ferguson. I'm a big fan." And Chunky looks at me and goes,
You see, Adler? That's what I'm talking about.
I don't care where I sit. I just want to be noticed.
"That was
I
great,
want some
man."
attention.
It was a great concert, though, and we did go
It was-
backstage. It
Was
it
that
ended
the real
up being
Craig
a lot of fun.
Ferguson?
The real
Awesome.
You writing songs?
No, I don't really write songs much. But
used to.
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
I do a little something here and there. I wrote a song for fracking, against fracking. Do you know what fracking is?
Yeah.
Fracking's when they stick pipes under the shale to get natural gas, and they really destroyed Pennsylvania. So there was a whole thing of them trying to fight it in New York, and we won actually. There's no fracking allowed. Cuomo passed it.
And
so
you
there
wrote a
was-
song about
But
it?
me and Marco played this great song for a benefit record that was going to have all Pete Seeger and all these people, Ani DeFranco, all these people against fracking, keep fracking out of New York, and it was called "Don't Frickin' Frack."
Nice.
No, don't let them frickin' frack.
Oh my god. Oh my god. All right, Dreiwitz, listen to me.
That's the last song I wrote.
Yeah. First time I got turned on to your music was Tiny Lights. I still think I have your album somewhere in the house.
We made like 8.
Listen, all you got to do is just Google Ween, man, and you get all the cool shit.
Yeah.
It's all over, man. It's awesome.
I'm the sixth weenie, dude.
I miss that eclectic music from that era. I really
Well, that's
do.
what you know, Dreiwitz is
The
kind of-
Eels and all that, man. I miss those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a story. How about Primus sucks, right?
Right.
Primus. If you go to a Primus show, you say Primus sucks. You know that, right?
Oh yeah.
So I got my new buddy, Les Claypool, right? He's a buddy of mine, through a buddy. I couldn't even tell you a song he sang.
Right.
Swear to God. I knew him from exterior sources that I'm talking too much already. So I say to him, hey, dude, you need to play Jazz Fest. And he's like, no, not a chance. I know what you guys do down there. I'm afraid to go down there. This is Les Claypool telling me that he's not going to go to Jazz Fest. 2 years later, he's with the Jumping Frogs fucking thing. What's his?
Oh, the Frog Brigade.
Yeah, awesome.
Yes.
And then he's like, what's happening is, Adler, I want you to look at me in the eye.
Yeah, I'm looking at you.
What's happening, Dave Dreiwitz has got his finger on the pulse of what is really cool. And it's semi-jammy,
Yeah.
it's semi-funky,
Yeah.
it's wannabe Donovan, but it's going all in the right direction. And Dreiwitz, we're about to put a bow on this, and I love the fact that you're sitting in my garage, scratching the bottom of your foot, and then, and waiting for another glass of wine.
Guilty as charged.
Yeah.
I just love the fact that at any moment we can have a guest on this show because of the people of your Rolodex, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right
And by
on.
the way, you still have a physical Rolodex, ladies and gentlemen at home.
And my day planner.
Yeah.
No,
What's wrong with you guys? I have all those things and cassette tapes.
All right, I'll take it one more. My Filofax.
Oh, you got a file fax. Nice. I tried to page you today.
No, you didn't. Hey, wait, hold
is
on.
it? Hold
Nobody
on.
can see this, but this is my phone.
Yeah, we can see
Oh,
it.
look at you. You are old school.
Oh man,
Look
that's
at Dreiwitz. Look at that.
it's like a tricorder on Star Trek.
Totally.
Check this out.
Beat me up, Scotty.
I'm giving her all
Oh,
she's
intelligent
got.
life here. No.
Stun guns on, whatever.
Yeah, set to phase.
Okay, listen. We gave it a go. We had Dreiwitz. You can see that we had a couple safety meetings. And the white wine was flowing. But Dave Dreiwitz, do not hesitate to dial into his world. Sure, the springboard is Ween, but the pool of music that he swims in is delightful, and it's welcoming all year round. Dave Dreiwitz, thank you for being in the garage of love. Gary Adler, thank you for being the executive producer of 1 Degree of Chunky B.
Thanks, Chunky.
And I want to let you know, do yourself a favor. Hashtag
ChunkyB.tv.
I was just going to
Love.
get emotional. You know for a fact we are DONE. Thank you, Dreiwitz. Bam.